Football fans, welcome back to the Extra Digest podcast. My name is Nyash. They call me the Jabroni Slayer. I don't know why, but I like it. Today with me I have someone who's making their debut. She's magnificent. She's awesome. She's the most outspoken Liverpool female fan I know in Nairobi. Hands down. If you know of anyone else, we don't know them. She also does Football Fix Pale Nation FM every Sunday,
yes.
Every Sunday from
11 to 1.
11 to 1. You can find her there. She is called the magnificent, the awesome Hilda Cheptoo. But they she likes being called Chep.
Yeah, Chep is easy for everybody.
Yeah, for everyone. Welcome to Extra Digest podcast. Let me give you some applause.
Thank you so much.
Making your debut.
Yeah, it's been coming.
Yeah.
Tumepanga for the longest, and then things happened. We didn't make it.
Yeah.
Good to be here.
I met you last time pale at the awards, pale KCC. Is that the last time
No. You were watch party at Hyatt.
Oh, Hyatt. Even I saw you some weeks ago as well. Pale Kilimani, coincidentally, inaitwaje hotel.
Yeah, that kind of there about.
Yeah.
So we tend to run into each other.
Yeah, absolutely. Football fans, they tend to run to each other. All right. Of course, as you can see, she's a Liverpool fan, joining the Liverpool kit. And she's here in a very tumultuous time for Liverpool because they just got knocked out of the Carabao Cup in terms of getting a medal. They were just like, nah, not going to happen when you are in the final. So we could basically say they bottled that one. She'll tell us more about that. She's also coming after they got knocked out of the goddamn Champions League after Mo Salah went missing. We just saw him crying. So she's going to be telling us that. So, first of all, what happened to the quadruple you were going to win?
Is it weird for Mo Salah to cry and
very
be
much a king. Have you ever seen a king crying?
Any player is allowed to be disappointed.
But a king?
Ay.
Uliona Henry akilia?
Unakuwa disappointed.
Ushaiona Roy Keane akilia?
Ay.
Wayne Rooney. Did you ever see Rooney crying?
But every player is different. Every player is allowed to show their emotions in whatever way.
If they can't call you a king, and then you're crying. It's like me, the Jabroni Slayer, crying.
Stop it.
It's criminal.
Stop it. He was emotional. It's a big deal. The Champions League, of course, is a big deal. But
is it because the Ballon d'Or was slipping out of his hands?
And then Mo Salah is a competitor, proper competitor. Yeah. So when his standards are so high, so when he got that kind of evil, the Champions League, he felt, you feel it.
Of course.
And I'm okay with it. I'm okay for him to feel disappointed.
You're okay with your king crying?
I'm very okay
for him to be
disappointed.
That's your king? Is that your king, Liverpool? He was goddamn crying at Anfield.
He was disappointed and I can feel him. I really do feel him.
Kwani hata kugotea mazee Darwin Núñez bana? Wakati kila msana
console. Hata kama ni wewe, by the way, that nini you feel, you can't.
You can't I feel like it's because of the Ballon d'Or thingy. And he has seen the guy who has cost him. Ataka anajua Darwin Núñez.
Yeah, because it's one of the things that is considered for the Ballon.
Very much.
Champions League is the biggest, more than anything else.
Yeah.
So now getting out of that, it makes his chances very limited.
Do you feel like he contributed enough for him, the Champions League, for you to be there? Because I don't feel like he contributed enough in the two games to be snubbing Darwin Núñez.
No. I thought in the second leg, he
tried.
He had several chances in the first half. The first 10 minutes.
But not the magnificent Mo Salah we know.
But the issue with Mo Salah, and I think it's generally what Liverpool, I'll put it in context, what Liverpool is going through. I read a stat that most of Liverpool's attack, 63% this season, has come through Mo Salah. Ooh. So we are very over-reliant of Mo Salah. And when Mo Salah has a bad day, the rest don't step up.
Yeah.
Then Darwin Núñez doesn't step up.
My favorite player, by the way.
Diaz doesn't step up. Jota hasn't been the same since his injury.
Correct.
So
Cody?
the players, Gakpo is coming back from an injury as well.
Oh,
so he's still not 100%. So when he has a bad day, which he's allowed to do, the others don't step up. So now that is the problem. Now that gap is the problem, and that's why I think we have an issue at the
moment. That gap.
We are struggling. Nobody's breaching that gap. Nobody's standing up and taking those chances.
So in layman terms, you're saying Liverpool is a one-man team this season?
It looked like that this season. It has been that season. Because it's one of those seasons where Mo Salah just decided, I'm just going to be awesome this season. Yeah. I'm breaking all those records.
Yeah, I'm going to be he's on a garden mission.
Yeah, I'm going to be the best player this season.
Yeah.
And for me personally, I'm very surprised because I thought maybe this will be the season he will dip a bit. Yeah. Because about the Saudis were coming for him.
Correct.
I thought he's 32 now.
Yeah.
Maybe now in his 30s, he's starting to slow down and all that.
It's like he's picking up.
Yeah, and then now he changed his game a bit as well. And Slot changed his game a bit as well. He doesn't have to run as much. He gives assists as well because now he has double figures.
Yeah.
Assist and scoring
That's
as
crazy.
well. So he has improved his numbers in significantly in that area.
Correct, yeah.
But now the players around him, have had a dip.
Yeah.
They're in and out. So it's a bit difficult for that.
I mean, it would be a bit, I don't want to say obnoxious, or I'm just trying to pull banter when I say it's a one-man team, because Konate and Van Dijk have been brilliant as well.
Yes.
So I can't say that for banter, because, you know.
Yeah, apart from Salah, those are the two players who have actually stepped up this season. And Alisson, of course, has been just awesome on the
brilliant.
goal. Yeah. Exactly. So most of the players, we have the experienced ones, have stepped up.
Yeah.
Our midfield has stepped up, but now it's just that time of the season.
Yes.
Where now it's off the gas a bit.
Yeah.
They're getting exhausted. And you remember, it's the same team since last season. This is the same team. We only added Chiesa, who is not playing most of the time, he's on the bench. So it's still the same team. The same team that Klopp squeezed everything from it.
Yeah.
The same team that Slot is trying to squeeze everything from it.
Yeah.
So at some point, it's going to get a toll.
Do you feel like the guys are getting jaded now?
They are jaded.
Are they getting jaded at the wrong time?
That is the main problem.
Do you feel like that jading?
I'm not surprised.
Might go into the league?
Last season, it's almost the same time. It's this around March there.
Yeah.
We started earlier, end Feb, March. We started there about. So I'm not surprised. But what has helped, I think, is also Slot coming in. Has changed a bit of how we train. And then how we play, it's not gegenpressing anymore.
Yeah, it's not.
We just try and adapt to the team we have.
Yeah.
We can go 100 kilometers per hour, or we can just relax, control the game.
Yeah.
So that one has also helped Lonje, that kuongeza a few nini on the legs for the team.
It's also good for you now that you are out of every other competition.
We only have the EPL, we'll be playing once a week.
Yeah.
So it will help in getting them together, getting them relaxing at least a
reduce
bit.
Reduce the workload, for sure.
Yeah. I think we are still in it.
She thinks they are still in it. She's not sure. They are still in it.
This one.
Do you feel like that poor performance, that poor form, if I would say, Atakani 3 games only, might creep into the Premier League and maybe make way for the Arsenal, the people's team?
If maybe we were...
Is it possible? I'll be very shocked if you do that, by the way. But
I don't think so, because of what? I think the gap is already there.
Yeah,
that
12
gap,
points.
Yeah, that gap is already there. And I think it helped us. We did the hard work early.
Yes.
So at the moment, even though we stumble a bit, we stumble here and there.
Yeah.
We've stumbled several times. Apart from these games, we've stumbled several times.
No one has
but
capitalized.
Remember, we've stumbled, but we've not lost. We only lost one game.
Yeah.
We've stumbled, but drawn games.
Yes.
So we have that ability to just stumble, but
and don't lose all the points.
So that one has helped. So going back, I think the international break has come at the right time.
Correct.
Players just need that a bit of break away from each other, go to their national teams, then come back.
Yes.
So by the time we kick a ball, Arsenal already have played.
Yes.
We'll already now have known where we are.
Where the gap is
where
looking
the
like.
gap is, what is how it's looking at. So international break this week. The following week, it's FA. We are not in the FA Cup.
Yep.
So another week probably for them again to rest as well.
Because I know we have like 2 weeks. Like the two of us, because we are not playing the FA Cup.
We are not playing in the FA Cup.
So after the international break, we don't come back that weekend.
Yeah, so you guys are playing 1st April, as we're playing on the 2nd
yes.
April. Yeah.
I think Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah. So at least we have about a week, 10 days thereabout, where players will just rest.
Yeah.
It's needed. And I'm not sure, most international break, maybe some will go, some won't go.
Yeah.
Because others have an
hopefully none comes back with injuries.
And then again, you hope your best players don't come up with injuries, especially for Van Dijk.
Yeah.
Van Dijk is important for the national team, he has to play.
Yeah.
So for him, that one, I'm a bit worried. I just hope he's okay. But the rest, I think they will be around thereabout. Maybe Soboslai also will go for international break.
Yeah, like some McAllister.
Yeah, McAllister. Now again, those players who travel far.
Yeah.
That's another challenge that has been with Liverpool for the last several years, even under Klopp.
Yeah.
We are not a very good team after international breaks
because
most of our players travel very far.
Yeah.
There are those in Europe, there are those now in South America. Those ones now are the worst. When they come back, they're always very, very
But there's only one guy who you miss when they travel to the South America. It's just McAllister.
Yeah, we miss McAllister. And he's very pivotal.
Or
very,
Luis
very
Diaz.
Pivotal.
Luis Diaz.
Yeah. Yeah, so those three players from
I like how you have not mentioned my favorite player.
Who?
He plays for Uruguay as a striker.
Nunes.
Yeah.
Darwin Nunes. I'm the biggest Nunes fan.
Oh, for real?
And I've already...
That makes the two of us. I'm a big fan as well.
I've defended him.
For real?
Aye, nimepigwa mawe with Nunes.
Yeah.
And I've said, guys, I'm just going to die in that hill.
Yeah.
I get frustrated with him as a player because I can see the potential.
Yeah.
When Nunes plays on instincts, when he just gets the ball, hits it, he gets that back of the net. But the moment when he has the ball and he has a few seconds or minutes to think about it, that's where he deactivates. He deactivates.
It's crazy.
It's that type of play, and it's taking him so long to settle. That's another worry for me because this is his second season.
Yeah, it should
and
be
he still looks uncomfortable
right now. Yeah,
he's in and out, hot and cold.
Yeah.
Now that is my problem, and it looks maybe Slot is also sort of running out of patience with him. Because he's very hot and cold.
That's why I didn't like Mo Salah snubbing him in the handshake. Like angempatia handshake nani Kasongo na nani Siraila. Like honestly, I saw that clip of everybody, like, yo, Paul, man, these things happen in football.
But have you ever noticed that the current football people, us as fans, we read a lot into things that even don't make sense.
But that one is
players are allowed to be angry. Players are allowed to be emotional.
We know.
We are very touchy. I don't understand why we are so emotional.
Darwin Núñez is going through it right now, right? Why is it that it's only one player of the other? Is it 11 who had lined up there during the penalty shootout? Only one guy did not go to tell him, Maze, Mo Salah.
He's allowed to. He doesn't have to.
I mean, come on, man. The camaraderie between the players. I was thinking it's.
He doesn't have to.
Fair enough. Do you think Ancelotti would say he has had a successful season after taking you from the quadruple to treble to double to single? Would you call that success?
Everybody had a chance to win the quadruple. It's not only Liverpool.
But no one talked about
Arsenal
it.
Had
Did you hear Arsenal fans talking about quadruple?
Course.
We didn't.
And us, we didn't as well. I don't know who started that conversation.
Yo, you did.
Who?
The records are there.
Who?
The evidence iko kwa kalatas. Nikuonyeshe. Now you're the most outspoken female fan. Do you know the most outspoken male fan?
Eric.
Yes. Yes. Eric said they are doing a quadruple. He said that in 2022. He said that in 2024. He has said that in 2025.
But we have different types of fans. And generally, fans are allowed to think whatever they want to do. You're allowed to be delusional as much as you want to be.
So I'm asking you as a fan.
For me personally,
did you ever see a quadruple?
I didn't say a quadruple.
Did you see a treble?
No. First of all, I didn't even have Liverpool winning the league this season. Oh. Let's start with that.
Nowhere somewhere down the line you said that a treble like winning the Carabao Cup before you got knocked out of the Champions League.
No. I thought for us maximum maybe it's two. And even first of all,
so
I
didn't
even think a double.
So where's the double?
It's not there.
Where is
it? Let me start with what I was saying.
Yeah.
Because as you said, fans are allowed to be very
delusional
and think whatever it is. For me, I didn't think even Liverpool will be in winning the league.
Okay.
Simply because.
But you're talking of August last year, right?
Yeah, I'm saying when we were doing predictions. I'm sure even you when you did your predictions.
Yeah, I want to see
did you have Liverpool at?
Did I have you guys in the top 4?
Most people didn't have Liverpool at top 4.
I think I had you number 3 or something.
Thereabout.
Yeah. Number 3.
For as a fan, my delusional self, I had Liverpool second. But I knew we are bringing in a new manager.
Yeah.
everything will be different. It's a transition season.
There's no
but I just had the hope.
In December, January, you didn't say like.
But now the moment the moment we started now having that gap.
Yes.
The EPL gap, that EPL gap. I thought maybe there's something here. And also seeing just as you mentioned, what has Slot done?
Yes.
Why? It's just because how he reads the game. Something that I picked from him immediately. He knows how to tweak the game. He adapts to the opponent.
Yes.
How the opponent plays, he adapts to that. So that is what I liked about him. Because from Klopp, what really lacked, especially towards his end of his tenure, was tactically it looked stale for Liverpool. We played the same way. And then tunafika match, injuries. It's just the same story, same cycle.
Correct.
And then, as you know, Liverpool, our owners were not the ones who spend a lot of money.
Yes.
We rarely buy players.
Even though you do spend.
We rarely buy players. The last time we bought a player, Chiesa, for how much do you buy? 13M.
Did you not buy Darwin Núñez?
Imagine we hadn't bought midfielders since 2020.
But that's
and then now last season, that's when we bought.
But
now
in between that period, you had who? Becca?
No, we sold them. Well, Henderson. We had Henderson and Fabinho, and the legs were already gone.
You brought in who?
And then we sold.
Gravenberch?
We bought now Gravenberch.
Diogo Jota?
No, that is not a midfielder.
Oh,
no,
McAllister?
It's McAllister and then a Soboslai. That was the midfield rebuild. And that is after how many years? After 4 years. So that's another problem I have with the owners.
Okay.
That one I'll mention earlier. So about Slot, as I was saying.
Yes.
Ability to read the game. His substitutions have so far been very, very effective.
All right.
And also something else behind the scenes, the people he came with.
Yes.
The physios and all that have changed a bit.
Yeah.
Every player has their own regimen.
Yes.
How to train. We train, our training sessions are very, not intense, just kidogo.
All right.
And then they're spending more time in the gym. That's why I think it has helped again as well.
All right.
To extend their longevity.
Yeah.
Towards the
Nilisikia nani akisema ni sports science. Eric and Joe.
There's a lot of sports science.
What the other science was in the final?
Which final?
Carabao Cup.
Man, that kind of...
All right, so let's get into the Carabao Cup.
Yeah.
All right, so you've told us, you have not told us how you moved from the relegation of focus, I call it, from a quadruple to a treble to a double to a single.
Yeah, if you had Liverpool winning the quadruple, it was over ambitious.
Oh yeah.
For me as a fan, for me personally as a fan, I knew it's very over ambitious. It's still a transition season. He slots first season.
Okay.
Him only getting the Premier League.
Yeah.
That's enough. He'll have a fantastic...
That successful one?
That is a successful season.
Okay.
Very, very successful
All right.
season.
I'll ask the guy who said about the quadruple once I get him. Once I get my
Even
hands
me,
on that guy.
I meet Eric.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to have a conversation.
We need to have a conversation, yeah. Because he relegated you guys from a quadruple. Then he tweets all this stuff. Then he went, we are getting a treble. And he said, then now our focus, after you got knocked out of the Champions League, now our focus is a double.
The Carabao.
Sasa nasema league ni enough peke yake. League ni enough. Relegation of focus.
I agree with him. League is enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Carabao Cup.
Yeah.
We get into it, and you guys, honestly, for me, I thought you were the favorites. Did you think you are the favorites going to the final? I know it's a final, but I thought you guys were the favorites. I felt like you are a better team. You've been not even generally, you've been a better team than Newcastle this season.
Yeah, for favorite, yeah, because every game we've met Newcastle, we've drawn and we've beaten them.
Yes. So I was like,
so generally,
but it's a tough one.
But Newcastle is always a difficult team.
Yeah,
I hate. There's a team I hate playing. Newcastle and,
tell me about it.
And Aston Villa.
Yo, they have clapped Arsenal 3 times this season.
And they've beat exactly.
Without us scoring a goal.
Has a number new this season.
Yeah.
So they're a very difficult team.
Oh my God.
And I didn't think it was an easy game. Because I'm sure there are some people who assumed itakuwa rahisi. No, I thought it wasn't an easy game. They looked hungrier.
Yeah, they did.
I think we carried the jet lag. Jet lag ya PSG. We carried the same form.
Sana.
Yeah. We sort of carried the same form. We played 120 minutes.
Yep.
Those players were done.
Absolutely.
The legs were gone.
I mean,
for me, it was just the legs.
Playing 120 minutes left, you get knocked out. I mean, the gas is totally out. The gas
is mentally and physically.
Yeah.
So I knew it would be difficult. Even on Football Fix, I told guys.
Yeah.
Hii ni ngumu. It's not going to be very straightforward.
Did you say Imenda?
I just said
it's a tricky one.
It's a tricky one.
Right.
And knowing just Newcastle, especially that midfield of theirs. Kuna mtu alisema haram. It's called haram football.
Yeah, hey, those baggers. Like who, Jolinton,
they call
Tonali.
Thugs.
Yeah. They call them 2 South American thugs and 1 European gambler.
Yes.
Like we ran out Monday. Oh, they did a number on Liverpool. They have done a number 3 times on Arsenal.
We couldn't control that game.
You didn't, by the way. You did not.
In that game.
You didn't.
We were toothless. And again, something we have carried again as well.
Yeah.
Again, maybe it's just when Salah has dipped, nobody else is picking it up.
Yeah. Correct.
It didn't work.
Because Diogo Jota was MIA that game as well.
Kabisa. And then defensively, I don't understand. We were doing the zonal thing, the zonal defense, whatever. And then it was McAllister and Dunban. So whoever did that thing...
Did you see that comparison of McAllister and Dunban? Is like, and the director will make this cut. It's like Rey Mysterio and the Great Khali. Like, and you doing that in set pieces. Surely.
You get. So it didn't make sense.
No, it didn't.
Defensively, again, it looked shaky. We looked leggy. So we just carried that form.
Yeah.
And then I think also the fun. So for Liverpool, this is what happens. When the team isn't performing well, sometimes during a game, it kind of translates again to the fans. Because in the second half, you could see even fans were wamenyamaza too.
The Newcastle ones were vocal.
The Newcastle ones were vocal, were excited. 70 years, they haven't won anything.
Yeah.
So they were just more hungry.
Yeah.
Liverpool just poor forms.
Credit
to Newcastle, by the way.
You have to do that.
Well deserved.
Yeah.
Well deserved. That
very
one
much.
I'll tell. That is well deserved.
Yeah. They totally deserved it, man. I mean, 70-year trophy drought. That's crazy.
70 years.
That's insane. So well done to them. Eddie Howe, I mean, I think that etches him as
it's his first
club legend.
It's his
first being the coach who manages Newcastle to getting a major trophy, you'd say. Wait, so Carabao Cup is a major trophy now?
Apparently it's now.
I wonder what we say about the Community Shield. But yeah. So getting the Carabao Cup 70 years after, the manager who was in charge of that team, bona fide club legend.
Yeah, somebody was mentioning they want to put a name of him.
A statue. They might.
They're excited. Newcastle fans are very excited.
Statue ya Carabao.
Mtulie. They need another stint in the Champions League.
They do.
They need to be there as well.
Yeah.
But generally, what Eddie Howe has been able to do with that Newcastle team, as much as I hate playing them, I like them.
They're functioning.
Especially
because of that guy.
And imagine if they had Gordon in that game.
Chief.
Tungeongota nne.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Ingekuwa poa sana, si ndio?
With his pace and he's very chaotic and his pace and all that.
It would have been a fantastic for you.
It would be very, very
Wait, I understand Gordon. Is he a Liverpool fan? He was. You bought him from Everton.
He's in Everton.
But he's a Liverpool fan.
I think so.
Yeah. Would have been crazy.
Because there was rumors we wanted to buy him.
Oh, really?
During the summer last season. During the summer. And then it watered down.
But then now that you've mentioned, okay, yeah, and you did not get him.
We did not get him because I think Newcastle had this issue with PSR or whatever. They needed to sell important. An asset.
Yeah.
And for them, an asset is a player. You
and
need to sell one.
They didn't sell, by the way, did they?
They didn't sell. They didn't spend. So that's...
Oh, fair enough.
It's fair enough. Yeah.
All right. Speaking of transfers, now that you've mentioned this, it's so also coincidental that we are here with you as two teams that are after one man.
Isak.
Why do you want Isak? And we want him.
We need goals.
We need goals as well. You guys have strikers.
You
have guys who are scoring goals. We need
Mo Salah's numbers.
You have guys who are scoring goals.
We need
Mo Salah.
We need
okay,
Mo Salah's numbers.
Mo Salah, Saka, they take each other out, right? Look at the other areas. We have no striker. You guys have a striker.
Look for your own strikers.
You guys have a striker. That's why you want Isak.
He's not scoring goals.
But he's a striker. Make him score.
He's not scoring goals.
Make him score.
And chances are he might leave, actually.
Darwin?
Oh,
gosh. Why would you do that to an £80 million signing?
There's issue with him and Milan. I think Milan might come in.
Oh, really?
Him, so, yeah.
That would be crazy.
It's not working out. As much as I love him,
it's
just taking him too long. And maybe just some players, the pressure is too much. The lights are too bright sometimes. EPL is another animal. So sometimes it's difficult for them to adapt.
Yeah,
and I'm okay to say that maybe for him, he just level imekata.
Yeah.
And sometimes you need a different challenge. You need somewhere else.
Yeah.
When your pressure see mingi. Then you
correct. But you can agree that Darwin Núñez is our favorite Liverpool player.
I love Núñez.
We can agree on that.
I love him.
The one thing we can agree with the Liverpool fan.
He's different.
I like Darwin Núñez.
He's different.
Man. There is no where he made me more happy than when he missed that penalty against PSG. That was just fantastic.
I've just noticed we like him for different reasons.
No.
I like him because I see the potential.
Don't focus on the reasons.
You like him because of the misses.
Can we agree? We just both like Darwin Núñez.
Come on.
Yeah. All right. So Isak, do you think you have the money?
Yeah, from what
if you win the league, of course you'll be happy.
Yeah, from what I've been reading.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a lot of plans for Liverpool. We are cashing out a lot of them.
Yeah.
And we'll be bringing in new players.
Yeah. I think it's just who.
And if you are going for Isak, we'll get him. We'll get him.
Ahead of Arsenal?
Yeah.
You know he wears the number 14 because of
of
our icon. You mtakuja kumpea ni number 9 ja? Darwin Núñez. Torres.
Darwin Núñez.
Do you have like an iconic?
Who? You forgot Firmino.
Number 9. Who is your most? Do you have like an iconic number? I know, like Man United, they have number 7. Arsenal has number 14.
Our iconic number, I think, is 8. Just Gerrard.
Gerrard. Oh,
yes. Number 9 as well because of Suarez.
Oh, Suarez.
Suarez was bad, and one of the most what can I say, unappreciated players.
Do you think he's unappreciated?
Yeah. I think so.
Because he didn't with the
league.
He's
not in the conversation most of the time.
But
man, Suarez was a beast.
I think for out and out strikers, who would I say is my favorite all time? Besides, of course, there's bias of Arsenal.
Aguero.
Besides Arsenal, there's Aguero. But there was just it's like a je ne sais quoi, they call it, about Luis Suarez for me.
Luis Suarez was badass.
He was badass. Like the range of goals he scored.
And then the versatility, different types, variety of goals that he scored. From the halfway line against
From the halfway line, the way he could dribble past players. Unakumbuka ile bao hata kufunga hiyo against Man United? Where he assisted. Who scored that tap in? You know, alifunga hiyo tap in, he dribbled past Kina Evren. I'm like, damn.
Suarez was a beast.
No, Alexander Isak has that sort of that dribbling ability in him.
Dribbling ability, intelligence.
Yeah.
His movements with the ball.
Yeah. He presses as well.
He creates spaces as well. Love him.
Yo.
And I'm telling you, the way we play, the way Liverpool plays,
it would be a perfect fit. Yeah.
Perfect.
That would be fantastic, but it will not happen because Arsenal will get him.
It will. It will. And believe you me, we'll get it done early before pre-season.
That's exactly how we are planning to do it as well.
Before pre-season.
May the best man win.
May the best man win.
Yeah. Just know if you get Isak, that's it. Give us everything. Give us everything. Give us the league. We don't want the Carabao Cup. Give us the league, the FA Cup, and the goddamn Champions League.
Yote.
Yeah. But But yeah, that's
only what you need is a striker.
Only. Imagine.
Your team.
How many times have you been down here? I know I've said this so many times kwa hii podcast. Arsenal is always one player away from being great.
Your team is a conundrum.
If you don't sort it out this time round, then I think we will never sort it out because it's so clear now for everyone to see him, and you have seen that for the last 2 seasons anyway. So,
and apart from that, maybe I can ask now for Arsenal. What has changed this season?
Man,
because for me personally, I think Arsenal has regressed this season.
Arguably, yeah. I don't want to argue with that.
Because I usually tell people from experience as a Liverpool fan, chasing Man City, always competing with Manchester City.
Yeah.
The only way to win a title is to run away with it. Meaning unaweka gap na unaenda na
una maintain.
And you don't look behind.
All right.
Yeah. That's the only way. So last season you guys stumbled 1-2. Man City gone.
Yeah.
As we lost it,
before that.
we lost two times with 1 point.
Yeah. That's crazy.
It's the worst experience ever. So last season, you were there. What you needed is just one player, as you said, a striker, to take you to another level.
Yeah.
For Saka, I'm not surprised. Because last season, what I was telling guys, Saka, he's playing too much football.
Yeah.
He's
Since
getting,
2018.
he's getting knocked out, getting knocks a lot.
Yeah.
One of these times, something is going to break.
Yeah.
It happened.
Thank God it was only a hamstring.
It's only a hamstring.
Yeah.
And then you don't have somebody who can, again, take his own numbers zake or be very effective on that side of the wing as well. So you were just a player or two to maliza this thing.
Yeah.
Arteta is another problem for me, I think, this season as well.
Why?
What he did, he made your team more defensive. Than you're not playing the same way you were playing last season. You went for Calafiori. You went for defense.
Mikel Merino.
Defensive players. And players who are more 6 out of 10 than 10 out of 10.
Oh, goddamn.
You've seen.
I can't argue with that, you know. I can't argue with that.
So those are not players that he went for depth. Those are not players that are going to take you
to another
level. Remember
Liverpool
when they wanted to go for the league? They brought Alisson.
Yes. Van Dijk.
They brought Virgil van Dijk.
Yes.
Those are players who take you from here to here.
Yeah.
Now,
they're called ceiling raisers.
Ceiling raisers. And he said what, guys?
Yeah.
We get that gap, we go.
There's only one ceiling raiser we have signed, I would say, in the last 2 seasons. Declan Rice. I can't see anybody else who we have signed who would say, yeah, that elevates us to a whole new level. There's no one else. And that's what we needed with a striker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is it
Timber is good, but I would not say he's a ceiling raiser. I would say he's a floor raiser. He's a floor raiser. He's good. He's brilliant. But it's not like he's miles above Ben White. Yeah.
But I have my reservations again for Rice.
Which ones?
Because for me, he plays as a what?
Now he's playing as an 8. On the left-hand side, you have 2 8s, so he's one on the left. Odegaard is on the right. Yeah.
So you brought him as an 8, not as a DM.
I don't know what he was brought for.
That's my problem.
But I know where he's playing.
You brought Havertz.
Yeah.
Where was Havertz supposed to play?
As a not makeshift. As a replace. Yes.
Where
and then we found he's scoring goals.
You get.
And that's the whole issue.
That's the whole issue again.
I think for me, in such a situation, I would have issues more with Havertz than even Declan Rice. Because I know Rice can play as a 6. We have Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey can't play as an 8. So he plays as a 6, right?
And you know my problem with midfielders who are versatile? They never lock a position. And that is my problem, which I had also with Pogba.
Yeah.
Pogba was neither a 6. He wasn't disciplined enough to play a 6. He wasn't as very effective as an 8.
Yeah.
So when a player is like that,
but
Rice is a what? Now? You said he's an 8, sometimes he's a 6.
Yeah. I can't recall the last time he played as a 6 because Thomas Partey had Jamia season basically.
And there's something I mentioned kwa football fix some time back. Nikatupiwa mawe sana.
Yes. Nipe ile jiwe.
Tukaambiwa, you know what I was saying for that 6 position? I would rather Caicedo. I will take Caicedo.
Okay.
I will take Guimaraes.
Over?
And I will take even Gravenberch over Declan Rice.
As a 6. Why?
Nilitupiwa mawe.
Why would you say that?
Because I think they are more effective. They are better 6s than Declan Rice as a 6.
How are they more effective?
Passing.
Are they better passers than Declan?
Better passers. Press resistant.
You think Declan is not?
But compared to the rest, he might be okay. But when you compare to the rest, it's better. Defensively, tackling. They are better.
Are they?
They are.
Before this...
Nikangalia stats. And
you check this season?
These things I've checked this season.
Because Rice at
bad.
West Ham, and I know since he came at Arsenal, it's a whole different ball game because he's not playing primarily as a 6. He's shuffling around between 6 and 8. So the things of tackling, what else do you say? Press resistance.
Just distributing the ball when you get the ball.
Tackling, he was very high up there when he was at West Ham. Of course, he's playing in a lesser team, so he's tackling more. Progressive carries, he was the best in the Prem. He still has some of that in him. We can see him sometimes carrying the ball from deep at Arsenal. So he's still not that bad. Caicedo, is he a better tackler? Does he have better tackles than Rice this season? I would like to do a player comparison.
And I think the issue is he's going underrated or under the radar just because of how Chelsea are performing. But if you look at him individually, he's been really better this season.
Let me dig out his stats now that you're dropping stats.
Look at him.
But Rice has been playing different positions this season. So that has attributed less on his tackling numbers. For sure. Maybe on his attacking side, you'd say that's a bit more. He has got a couple of goals this season.
For you as an Arsenal fan, you've watched him for the longest.
Yes.
Would you rather him as a 6? Would you rather him as an 8?
Good question. Look, I feel the last couple of months he has come through and come good as an 8. Yes, I've seen that. The progressive carries, he has threat when he's attacking. There has been that. I've seen that in the Champions League. I've seen that in the league. So in that essence, I don't really have much of a problem.
Okay.
Because again, his progressive carries with the ball, they are really good. So that for me applies straight up as a box-to-box kind of guy. If you're box-to-box, then unacheza number 8. Odegaard, on the other hand, has not been as mercurial as you know him to be. Yeah.
He's dropped over from last season.
Yes, he has. Really, really Thomas Partey has been very efficient as a number 6. In fact, his biggest efficiency for me, Mark, was his availability.
Yeah.
And like every other season, this season he has been hella available. Something I've not seen in a while. So, I like Thomas Partey. I feel like he's more press resistant
he's better.
compared to Declan Rice as far as press resistance is concerned. Progressive carries, maybe not as much, but he's also quite good at that. So, Rice as an 8, as a 6, I feel like he's a versatile guy. He can play either. I've not even seen him much as a 6 at Arsenal this season. I've not seen him much as a 6, so... I don't know.
So now with the Zubamendi coming in.
Those
are the rumors.
Yeah, Zubimendi,
Yeah, so Declan will continue now maybe playing as an 8 now.
I think that would be the main focus moving forward. Wait, Zubimendi, by the way, he rejected a certain club in the Premier League. Which was it? Remind me, please.
It is what it is.
Liverpool.
He wanted the sunsets. And the mountains, he likes the mountains and all that.
You guys don't have mountains at Merseyside?
At Merseyside, hakuna mountains. It's snow, it's gloomy.
Oh,
it's very gloomy.
Wait, Mo Salah is 3 assists away from 20 assists. Wow. I didn't even know that. But anyway, so
has been crazy this.
So we were talking about Rice and number 6, comparison with Caicedo and Co.
Yeah, we're basically talking about Arsenal.
Yeah, and how you said that and somebody threw.
Yeah, so for Arsenal, as I said, I think there's a bit of regression this season.
Yes.
And
that's all the genesis of all of this.
Yeah.
You asked me about the regression and why. Again, goes back to the lack of a striker, in my opinion. Because defensively, you are not as bad. I think we have considered the least amount of goals.
I think you're the best defense
Yes.
in the league.
So we are not as bad as we were last season. Or even if you are bad, it's not like it's really glaring. But attacking-wise, and now that we don't have an out-and-out striker, no backup for likes of Saka, so when they get injured, who's the backup guy? No one who can elevate or get you closer to the levels of Bukayo Saka. I know Ethan Oneri has tried, but even then, when he has done that, he has not produced a lot. So, and you should not be in a position where if you want to contend for the league, you're banking on a 17-year-old.
Yeah, you can't.
Who was not even expected to be playing at Saka's position. He was supposed to be playing as a number 10. Which is a place Odegaard if you're doing number 10s. So that's a different ball game. So lack of buying a striker when we knew how badly we wanted a striker. The whole of last season, everybody talked about how Arsenal needs a striker.
Yes, I told people.
Yeah.
But for me, I just told guys, you just need a striker.
So go to the summer and get a striker. And then somehow we don't get a striker.
January was open, you didn't get a striker as well. So
absolutely. So for me, basically because of that, and how we banked on Kai Havertz.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what we were thinking, and maybe even banked on Gabriel Jesus. then you go.
And with Jesus' injury record as
Yeah.
well, I didn't understand that math as well.
So it's basically because of that for me as far as buying a striker
And I
is
think
concerned.
something else that has also dipped or whatever. Because when Liverpool has dropped points several times this season.
Correct.
My problem with Arsenal, when we drop points, you
also
drop points. You never capitalizes even one chance.
Even last season, when you dropped points, you dropped points as well. Nakumbuka mkipigwa Crystal Palace.
Yeah, the last 3 games tulipigwa zikifuatana.
Yeah, you got beat by Crystal Palace. Arsenal went ahead also and got beat on that day by Aston Villa.
Yeah.
It's like...
and that is now another issue I have with Arsenal as well. You need to capitalize.
Yeah.
When your biggest opponents drop points, you capitalize,
It's also correct. I totally agree with that. Also, the fact that I know last season when you lost to Bayern Munich in the Champions League, it was reported that Arsenal management feels that they lack a player with an X factor to break down those low blocks. We struggle on a low block this season. Any team that plays a low block, it's a problem for us. That's why we think we can beat Real Madrid because they don't do low blocks. Again, what Atletico is doing. A low block as low as goddamn Manchester United, we could not break them down. So again, inability to break down a low block goes down to us not having that player with the next factor because we did not sign one. Because Arteta has not yet found out how to break down a low block. So that's also down on the manager. As much as it's down to also not signing someone, that's also one of the reasons why. Because teams now, it's not like the teams who are playing in 22-23. Wakati watch as a gang of football. They know Arsenal is good now. So hakuna venye utakuja ati you try to play like Arsenal now. They're going to kill you.
And
so pick a low block.
Arteta is the man for you?
I absolutely think so.
Job?
Yeah.
You think he'll get you a title?
I think he will.
Okay.
If we get him a striker in the summer, which I think we shall, get Zubimendi, get Nico Williams, I'm thinking we shall get those guys. If you get that and does not win, akanyange kuba.
Because it's 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah. So if it does, because I feel like he has not gotten a complete team in terms of a proper balance at the back, the midfield and attack, where you have an out-and-out striker who's scoring goals, also wingers who are scoring goals, a solid midfield and a solid backline. Now we have a solid backline. The last thing we think of when you're signing is defenders. Wanataka tunapenda kusign defenders sana.
Tunapenda sasa kusign defenders.
Atena anapenda defenders. I don't know why. Midfield iko sawa in my opinion. Attack on the right hand side iko sawa because of Bukayo Saka. Now it's the left wing and the striking position. Sort out for Arteta. Now if he does not deliver, and I'm not talking Carabao Cup.
Yeah, he needs to win the league.
Yeah. It's either the league and the Champions League or the Champions League.
Yeah. He needs to win a big one.
Yeah, so for me, if he does not deliver after that, then he's not the guy. Yeah. I really hope he is the guy, and that means I really hope
for Arsenal, do you
gets
think
a trophy.
It comes down to mentality? Because I know we make fun of Spurs as they're Spursy. They're never going to win anything. Yeah. For Arsenal as well, do you think some of this comes down to mentality? Hamuna ile inaitwangwa nini? Razmata zile like we are going for this thing.
Let's go for it.
We don't care.
Yeah.
We don't care how we are playing. Because for me personally, as a Liverpool fan, I don't care how we play. Is it haram? Is it tiki-taka? I just don't care. Yeah. Especially now towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
After the players are dragging the ball to where I don't care as long as we get the 3 points.
Yeah, that's the bottom line.
That is the bottom line at the end of the day. For Arsenal, do you think that mentality of we have to get this thing no matter the situation? We don't care.
I would not say that with certainty. There's some players who I feel like they may not necessarily ooze that kind of thing if there's anything of that.
Because when you're going for those big trophies, you need those players.
First of all, you need guys who have won before, in my opinion.
Yes, you need experience.
Yeah, regardless of what they won. So Rice, that's why I keep mentioning Rice. He has won it before. He has won the Conference League. Right? He just needs, because it's the same, I know it's a different level.
I know that's why you brought in Jorginho.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Even me, that was my thought. Yeah. He needs experience.
Yeah.
He's bringing
level-headed
and he's efficient.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Rice has one. So I would say for me, he has that in him. I don't necessarily think I get that from my captain, which is very weird. Odegaard. Especially this season.
Yeah.
This season, man.
Because he's disappeared a lot.
He's moving different in a bad way.
Yeah.
I think I get that from Gabriel Magalhaes. He looks to me like a player who will give everything as long as he gets it done. Jurgen Timber the same.
Okay.
Who else would I say gives me that kind of thing? Maybe Saka, because he's our best player. I would not say I necessarily see that in, but just of the quality that he oozes when he's on the pitch. He's a guy who will grind out everything and anything. Yeah. David Raya, he has his howlers in some games. Saliba, this season has been different.
Saliba's been... Yeah, I think he's been decent this season.
And not at the same level as last season, but still good enough.
Yeah.
It's like guys like those, when you have a certain pedestal you have put,
you have to maintain.
Yeah, if you go notches
higher.
lower,
Yeah.
just kidogo, then people will find that out.
Noticeable, yeah.
So I think for me, I would put him that category as well. Yeah, and maybe, Luis Kelly has that dog in him. He's a teenager, but he has that, that fight. Luis Kelly.
But he needs to tone it down a little bit.
Some discipline would be
exactly.
very important for him.
Because those cards, man.
Yeah. So I think now, once we get now the ceiling raiser, aka Alexander Isak, that's it.
For you, Isak will solve everything.
Everything. So many problems that we do have will be solved by Isak. He's our heaven sent. I don't know about Gyökeres, but he's still a badass. I mean, there are a few strikers out there to be gotten if you want a badass striker who's going to score. But I mean, Isak, he idolizes
go
Henry.
For Cunha.
Yeah, for him to do what? Acuna.
He's a good player.
Yeah, but...
What are you saying?
No, you get him.
I don't mind.
Yes, you get him. Let me get Isak.
I don't mind.
You get Cunha. I'll get Isak. I'll get Isak. Yo, it's written in the stars. Isak has to play for Arsenal. He idolizes Henry.
If you're not going to win anything this season, akona nini ya motivation ya kuja?
Yo, tuko second. Arsenal
to do what?
You've
second 3 times
now
in a row for
it's
what?
up to you. Now wamebakisha mtukawe sasa to go to the next level. That's it. Walai. Arsenal needs one piece only to go to the next level. It's Isak. He's the final piece in that jigsaw. So once you get him, and that's it. So of course that has to be the project that we sell to him. Plus you have Andrea Berta now. He's gonna cook in the transfers. I'm so sure of it. Yeah, I'm not scared at all. He's gonna cook. So yeah, Isak for me has to be the guy, and maybe after that. Now if we get Isak and Arteta does not get a title.
Yeah, so you really took off around 150. I think he's worth
absolutely. I don't think
any team that wants him.
Yeah, which makes me wonder if you have the money.
Do you guys have the money? As you have the money.
Oh, we do have chums. We didn't spend in the last 2 windows. We bought no one in January, bought no one in the summer. In fact, in the summer we spent like 30 million or something. Pesa iko. Tuko na like a watch list of 300 mic. Okay, maybe Isak and agents have kuona hiyo because that takes a lot of money. But yeah, Isak you have to pay top dollar.
Of course you have.
Yeah. I feel like for me he's the best striker in the Premier League right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Salah is not a striker.
Yeah.
He's more he's better all around compared to likes of Erling Haaland, let's be honest. Yeah. Speaking of Haaland, Man City were playing also the weekend against Brighton 2-2. Like, what the fuck?
Walikimbizwa.
What is that? Do you know if that game would have lost wangekuwa wamepitwa na Brighton? They've been poor this
season.
Which brings me to
very, very poor this
the rankings in the top, or the fight for the top 4. It's looking super hot. Because if you look at the teams from number 4 to number 10,
yes,
those are 7 teams, so wameachana na 5 points. Basically, 2 games, you slip up in 2 games, you are cooked. You basically might find yourself from the Champions League all the way to Conference League, or even getting nothing at all. I mean, if you look at the teams that you would say might upset the status quo, likes of Brighton, Fulham, Aston Villa, Bournemouth. Kwanza, Brighton wako na 47 points.
Yes.
Wameachana 2 points na Fulham, Aston Villa. It's crazy. Chelsea have 49 points.
Yeah.
5th is Manchester City with 48
points.
6th is Newcastle with 47, but they have a game in hand. If Newcastle wins their game in hand, they go to 50 points. They go to 4th after playing the same number of games with everybody else. And their game in hand is against Crystal Palace, by the way.
Oh, that is a good game.
Yeah, very. So if they beat Crystal Palace,
physicality in that game, though.
Yeah, it's gonna be heavy, right?
Very good game.
Which makes me think, like, I don't want Newcastle to get to the top 5 because I don't want to pay some stupid money for it. So I know 50 million is already insane, but if they get Champions League,
they get itaongezwa.
And as hata sema like, I just want Champions League football and we are in it.
Yeah.
So
you have to add something. What else are you offering?
Yeah. Then you have to dig deeper into your goddamn pockets. It's not my money, but
at the end of the day, if you want a player, you get the player, no matter
you have
what.
to do it.
You have to do it, especially with the market, which is very crazy.
Yeah.
Squeezy. Caicedo was 106.
Yeah, it's Chelsea, man. First of all, Chelsea, £1 billion of crap. Like, have you ever seen a more expensive load of crap?
Yeah, because I read that article. One of the most expensive
load of crap.
Worth 1 point something billion.
Imagine. Did you watch our game against them?
Oh, they were bad.
Oh, Jesus. I was livid in that game because they only scored 1 goal. Chelsea were poor.
Exactly, they were so poor.
Oh my God. Like, I feel like Chelsea kashikwa na Fulham wanaweza pigwa bao kadhaa.
I don't know what happened to Chelsea.
It's crazy, man.
Of course, having a new manager for me, I had them, I think, around 5th or 6th thereabout. Because I thought maybe having a new manager and then having so many random players.
Yeah.
They have like 10 goalkeepers.
Yeah, it's actually true, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or whatever shifting the nini.
Unafanya nini as all goalkeepers watch.
Yeah.
Then they have bought these small forwards, 1 million of them.
Yeah.
Chasing 2 positions.
Yeah.
Then now it reached a point Maresca now started experimenting things. I'm wondering. Cole Palmer is effective as a 10, just behind the striker.
Yes.
You're taking him to the wing.
Mm-hmm.
Why? And those are the things that I think has done Chelsea, has put Chelsea where they are.
And it's crazy how they spend...
There's no energy anymore.
None at all.
They don't move the ball. They are poor defensively.
Especially
they
defensively.
They have a bad goalkeeper.
Jesus.
I don't know, Sanchez was... That Arsenal game.
Yeah.
Sanchez was all over the place.
I don't know how he didn't punish that guy. Like, how many howlers did he commit?
Hey.
It's crazy. And their defense is another shitty place. Badia Shil, or is it Badia Shile? And Wesley Fofana. Kwanza Fofana, oh my God. Fofana committed like 5 fouls. By the time he got his first yellow card, that was his 4th foul. And I'm like, what's going on here? Because all of them were worthy yellow cards. But he didn't get nothing. They are really, really bad.
They're really... I don't know what happened between beginning of the season and the last 2 months or so.
Like after December.
They have just...
fallen apart. Absolutely lovely scenes. But it's crazy how they are falling apart. I feel like these buggers, even them just being number 4 in the league, it's like taking a spite at the Premier League. How can a team be that poor but be 4th in the league? But then again, it's the Capiro that they had from the start of the season.
And I think losing Jackson as well.
Yeah, it's crazy how... Can you imagine, like,
and
Chelsea
when
would get to a place...
We didn't appreciate him.
Yeah, like Miss Jackson would turn out to be such a big cog for Chelsea.
Nkunku as a 9 is bad.
He's terrible. I don't understand how Nkunku has been that bad. Then Nkunku I used to see at Leipzig. Tearing people apart.
The only player who has stood out for me maybe is Neto.
Yeah, only Neto.
Neto, I think, is a
it's not even consistently throughout the season.
But he's he's a good player, though injury prone. But I like Neto. Of course, Caicedo. For me personally, I just love Caicedo.
Yeah.
And I think he's turned out for me that
he rejected you.
It's okay. It's okay.
You move on.
Move on, but of course I liked him.
Why are you asking lyrical about Caicedo?
You said Brighton times.
Yeah, you said about Caicedo being a better number 6 than Declan Rice.
I love Caicedo.
Now you're saying he's the best guy in that shitty midfield.
He's turned out this season, that midfield. Him and Lavia, when they play together, it makes sense. But the moment Enzo is in that midfield, it doesn't.
Becomes something else.
It becomes an issue. So
I don't know. Even Cole Palmer again, I also think he goes missing in big games.
Yeah.
For Chelsea.
Yeah.
He turns up against the likes of Man United and all these small teams. But, against Man City, nowhere to be seen. Against Arsenal, against Liverpool.
Yeah.
It's maybe that part of his game that needs to work on.
But how old is he? He's 20.
Yeah, he's very young.
He's very young. Again, it comes to that again.
Yeah, but you consider the numbers he was getting last season. Because you see, like, when you get such a number in assists, then you start putting yourself at a certain level. So when you put yourself in that level, people are thinking, all right, so turn up against...
Really good last season.
Yeah.
Again, maybe it was a mistake for City to let him go, especially
after what
they are going through now.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Arguable. You could argue like they could have kept him a bit longer, but they did not.
Yeah, but they couldn't read the season.
Yeah.
They couldn't know.
All right.
Everything will go wrong.
So who do you think is going to end up in the top 5? Because we both agree, we might most probably get 5 teams from the Premier League this time going to the Champions League, especially when Arsenal wins the Champions League. Who do you think is going to be the other 2 teams? Because it seems done and dusted for Arsenal, for Liverpool, Arsenal, and Forest.
Forest being there is fantastic.
Very.
Just for the Premier League, different.
Yeah. Do you think they will be able to cope with Champions League next season?
Because it will be tough.
Yeah.
They will need to invest.
Heavily,
they'll need to invest.
Yeah.
And finally, I think now it's coming to fruition. You remember when they came to the Premier League, they bought so many players, but they couldn't play as a team.
Yes.
But now it has gotten better.
Yeah.
And this is their level.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm very excited for them.
Would you say that's down to the coach?
It's down to the coach. Yeah. It made a perfect fit.
Yeah.
I think it made a... Yondo level ya Nuno as well.
Okay.
No pressure. decent players, just make them play as a team.
But
and then they play basic football.
Yeah, absolutely.
We defend, we counter.
Yeah,
Defend,
an efficient attack.
And it's efficient.
Yeah.
And it has worked so far.
So do you think when there's pressure involved, Nuno Espirito Santos folds? Because next season there's going to be pressure. Because there will be expectations now.
Now, next season will be difficult. Especially now, being in those competitions, the Champions League and the Premier League. Just trying to navigate that will be difficult. The same way Aston Villa struggled this season.
Yeah.
Sort of. After every Champions League game, they tend either to draw or lose. They have struggled so much to balance.
Correct.
But the players they brought in January has helped them.
Asensio and goddamn Rashford.
Even Rashford.
It's crazy.
I like the look of that team.
Yeah.
I really do like the look of that team.
Okay, do you think they'll get past PSG in the Champions League?
It's a good game because they play very differently.
Yeah.
PSG quick, pressing. And then you have an Aston Villa team that is very physical.
Yeah.
They can disrupt those balls. They have the height, they have the pace as well. So
it's going to be a good game.
It's a good game. They have a different problem in Aston Villa.
Yeah.
And I think it will be very close.
All right. What do you think is going to happen against the other side? They're on the same side with Arsenal, Real Madrid. Why do you think Arsenal is going to knock out Real Madrid? You told me that earlier.
No. Real Madrid is going to beat Arsenal home away.
Why are you changing your mind now?
Those guys are bad. You know how many times Liverpool has faced that team?
Yeah.
In the Champions League.
But you beat them.
They can be very poor. We've just beat them this season. Once. At least hiyo tumemaliza imetoka kwa roho. Going on. Hatuna shida nao tutapigana tu tena. But they are the worst team to play in the Champions League.
Yeah.
They have this thing with the Champions League that
they think it's theirs.
It's theirs.
Yeah.
They raise to the occasion. They might be very poor in the league. Wakikuwa huko Champions League, they're
something
like,
else.
This is ours. This is home.
Yeah.
We don't care about
Should Arsenal fans be scared?
Very scared.
Why?
Oh, very scared.
I mean, unajua kwanza si tulisema tunataka Real Madrid. Watu wakatambia,
nakumbuka, niliona some people and I was like,
yeah. So, and you got Real Madrid. You got Real Madrid now.
You got what you want.
Yeah.
No, you need to be like those guys.
Absolutely.
But they're going to batter you guys.
No, butter?
Oh.
Kwani sisi ni mkate?
Aki watch.
No. I think it's gonna. But let me not preempt that conversation. Yeah,
and
Champions League when it
the
comes.
The second leg is the Ballon.
Oh yeah. Do you know by then Bukayo Saka will be back by then? Do you know that?
You won't.
They have never met Bukayo Saka, you know.
You won't be. Do you really need to?
They have never met.
You want to bring Saka before this season? Would you rather he comes back this season?
Yeah.
Would you rather he stays and heals?
I'd rather he comes back next week. Next week.
Alafu next season afunjike after game week 1.
It's a hamstring. Hamstring hata ufai kukaa nje that long.
I'm telling you. And the thing is he had surgery.
Yeah.
Inaweza kuwa ni hamstring, yes, okay, fine. But when a player has surgery, no matter what,
it's a different ball game.
It's a different ball game.
Yeah.
They need to heal. And most of the time, they don't come back the same way. It will take time.
Arguable. Yeah.
So you'd rather he heals well for next season. Mubambanye na mwenye mko.
If they say he's healed enough to be available, who am I to say no? I don't stay at London or in London. I don't work at Arsenal. So if they say, the medics who are professionals,
yes,
if they say this dude is good enough to play, we're kind of done. Because before the Champions League game, that one, the first leg, tutakuwa tumecheza na Everton. I don't think he features. Tutakuwa tumecheza na Fulham midweek on April Fool's Day. And then, of course, there's a Goodison Park clash, which is freaking me out.
Yeah, those ones are not another team that is...
Ngori. Huko inahitajingi a moment of madness or brilliance.
Yeah.
From someone for you to get a W there. But yeah, maybe Saka might be back. They have never faced Bukayo Saka. They have never faced Saliba. Oh wait, Mbappe has ever faced Saliba, and it don't go well for him. They have never faced Gabriel Magalhaes. They have never faced Juren Timber. They have never faced Declan Rice. They have never faced Luis Miles Kelly. So hapa ni nipe nikupe. As much as they are waiting for us, hata si tunangoja. So bring it on. Just bring it. All right. So we are to the two teams that will make the top 5.
Yeah. So we have... I think City will be okay.
You think they shall?
Yeah, I think City will make it happen. They just might take that 4th position. Despite the issues, they have their own issues. They just look better. They are a team that can put 2 games together and move up. So I think the City will be there. Chelsea might drop. Chelsea, the 6th that I had predicted.
Ulikuwa umeweka nani?
Chelsea niliweka number 6 beginning of the season.
Oh goddamn.
I think they just might end up there.
Oh, I would not be surprised that happens.
Yeah. I would love Aston Villa to be there.
I had Aston Villa in the top 4.
Yeah, I also had them in the top 4.
Yeah.
I would love them to
I'm
be
very shocked how
there.
they slipped up, but okay.
But because of the Champions League and all that, I think they might just struggle a bit just because
All right.
they're still in the Champions League. But for a team that has stood out for me this season, a team that I think is just... Things are working. It's the way they're bringing things together. Aston Villa for me is one.
All right.
Yeah, I've just loved what they've
But
done.
I've not loved how they have
like
performed in the
Unai.
league.
Yeah, it's because
It's
of the
not been a
Champions.
wholesome performance for them.
And
'Cause
again, for me, I won't be very harsh on them just because I realize just being in the Champions League, being in the Premier League, Champions League and Premier League, it's been tough.
Aston Villa has no Caicedo, so you can be harsh on them. There's no Caicedo there. You can be harsh on them.
Yeah, but I love the look of them.
Okay.
And Una is my second favorite manager.
All right. So you said who? Man City and?
So I think Man City will be fine. Will be around 4th thereabout. And maybe Newcastle.
Newcastle.
I think Newcastle.
As number 5.
Yeah, as number
All right.
5.
All right.
And
Very
then
nice.
my Chelsea will drop. That Chelsea will drop to 6th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even lower.
Or even
I don't
even
care.
lower.
Nobody cares about Chelsea, to be honest. Okay. Let's quickly check out some pointers here we talked about just before we started recording. Yeah, surprise team of the season. I know this is a hard one.
not surprised or just...
Surprise, let's say in a good way, because there's one in a bad way. And I know this is different. In a good way, could be they have overperformed. In a bad way, they have...
Bournemouth.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Not Forest?
And it's... Not Forest. Just
Really?
Bournemouth for me, just because their first team, almost 11 players have been injured,
Yeah.
but they've managed to win games.
Oh, yeah. There's like a period they had when they were winning
Yeah, because there's a
games
time I
after
remember I
games.
was watching a game. I think it was against us. And then the camera just pointed us at the 10 players or 8 players that
Well,
are injured.
yeah,
The
first teamers.
that are injured. I'm like, how are these guys continuing to perform like this?
Yeah.
And their first team players are so many injured. So for me, I think Bournemouth has stand out for me just because of they've kept it going despite of the injuries.
Yes.
They've just kept it going. I've loved the look of Brentford. Because I was worried after Nani leaving, Tony.
Yeah.
I was like, now who's going to score all those goals? Wema stepped up.
Yeah.
Wissa stepped up.
Yes.
I've liked Nogard in the midfield. That DM.
Yes.
Love him.
All right.
So the look of how Brentford, and for me, I like teams that play differently. See, lazima tiki-taka nini. They have their own way of playing and they win games and they're entertaining as well.
Yeah.
So I've loved the look of Brentford as well this season.
All right.
Yeah.
For me, I would say the surprise package in a good way, because I have some which are bad, but actually, in real sense, it's good. I think for me, I would say Nottingham Forest. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know a big shout out to Bournemouth. They have been really a good watch.
Yeah.
But their league positions for me, I feel like the last couple of games they have just fallen apart. So for that, they have not been able to maintain that, because there was some point walikuwa I think number 10, Bournemouth.
Yeah.
So I was like, if these guys keep it up, you might start having those conversations of them in the top 4.
Yeah.
But they have not. They have not maintained that. Maybe they will pick up. Only time will tell. But I think for me, Nottingham Forest, nilingoja sana wa fall. I was like,
I can't agree.
I think I said like on numerous times, ko ugenini.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nottingham Forest. Dad. Come on now. To the point where as Arsenal, I'm looking over my shoulder, hoping that they drop points. That was crazy. For me, I think they have
and
the
they're
surprise.
just 4 points behind
Yeah.
us. So if you guys
we can't.
just
That's why we had to win against Chelsea by hook or crook. Because if you didn't win, then we are 1 point below them, and then we could talk about games Tisa. No, you don't want that. So I think for me, they have been the surprise package as far as good things go.
Well.
Let me start this one on the surprise team of the season in a bad way. I have to say, this is bad, but really, really good.
Yes.
Manchester Goddamn United.
Yeah, we can agree on that.
Absolutely. We can shake on that one. Because it's been an absolute watch, blockbuster performance.
Fantastic.
It's absolute cinema.
Yes.
It's been absolute cinema.
No manager on the touchline, hungry all the time.
Snorting his nose like crazy.
It's such a good thing.
I thought him and David Kutu were friends. But so Manchester United, also Tottenham.
United. Yeah.
Hey, because the Tottenham is surprised, because have you ever seen their GD? Their GD is double digits. 12. Look at their peers. What any negative. Tottenham have 12. That for me is insane. It's crazy.
They're scoring lots of goals.
They're scoring for fun.
Yeah, they're scoring for fun.
They're also conceding as well. But
their issues, they had injuries as well.
Yeah, they
to
did.
Their key players.
Yeah.
So it took a toll on them. So.
Also managers' reluctance to be pragmatic.
Then manager my high line is my high line. We just maintain the high line. We're not going to do anything about it.
If you put a championship now, ni sawa, but you shall maintain. I don't know.
What do you think of this thing? Because I read some modern managers, the current now modern managers have this thing where they're like, they have a philosophy.
Yeah, and you stick to it.
We stick to the philosophy. I don't care what I have. I don't care no matter what. We stick to philosophy. Case in point, Maresca.
Yeah.
Case in point, Amorim.
Yeah.
Case in point, the Tottenham
Angie Poster got no clues.
Uncle Angie.
And for me, I totally disagree with that. I feel like Premier League is even football, it's a results-oriented business.
It is.
So I know you have a certain philosophy that you want to use.
Yeah.
But if you get yourself to a situation where you don't have the full resources to execute that, then be a bit pragmatic and get something.
Yeah.
You can't be collecting else. Tottenham have lost 15 games this season in the league. To which is at 29 games. Half
Almost
of the games.
half.
Yeah. Actually, it's more than half now because 29, half of it is lost 15. Right? More than half of the games they've played, they've lost. So, I mean, you can't stick with this philosophy that you want that is not giving you the results that you want to get this club to a certain level.
Yeah, and sometimes I think I agree with you because sometimes now you have to work with what you have.
Yeah. Do that.
Because case in point, especially for Amorim.
Especially you play for clubs like those. When you're coaching clubs like Man United and Tottenham, ziko na pressure hizo.
Pressure mingi.
Watu wanataka tu kuona wakishinda.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they might come at you eventually for saying we don't have the philosophy, you don't have a certain philosophy. But I think the fans will come at you when they see you have players, but you still have not found your philosophy. But equal to collecting else. You'll buy yourself grace by either being young or because you want something somewhere. But that is not something that can last you in the long run.
It's the same thing that got Nani relegated. The guy from Burnley who is at Bayern at the moment. Company.
Yeah.
Because he was like, we are not changing.
Yeah.
We are playing the same way.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter because we are in the Premier League. We'll just continue playing the same way.
Correct.
He got relegated.
Yeah.
And then the moment he got an opportunity to get away from that situation, tunasign wapi?
Yeah.
Munich.
Exactly.
And left them there.
Wajipange huko. Hey. So, because the best case in point for me is, I would say even Klopp, Arteta and Klopp, when they came into some fucked up teams.
Ooh.
Terrible, bad players, kina Mamadou Sakho. I used to love Mamadou Sakho, by the way. Bang average.
Klopp alimfukuza.
Oh, he was
He
shitty.
was indisciplined.
Yeah.
Something
oh,
happened.
as well.
Yeah, Klopp was like,
hotel is due Dubai and
get
stuff.
out.
Yeah. So they met some really bad footballers.
Yeah.
But Arteta, kuna time mlikuwa wacheza back three. Sisi. Hata mlikuwa wacheza back three na kina Socrates, jui nani. So for the time being, try and collect results.
Yes.
As you do that, then you get yourself to a position where maybe you have even more spending power.
Yeah, and then you get what you want.
Yes, you get the players that you want, where eventually you start now having your own philosophy being imprinted into the team.
Yeah.
Hey, but hii kukaa tu gangho.
I agree.
Hey, it's crazy. Inaweza kupeleka some bad place.
Yeah, and Premier League is brutal.
Absolutely. Yeah, so there's that. All right. So surprise team, you can agree. Manchester United and Tottenham for very contrasting reasons. Yeah. Best player besides Mo Salah.
Who's been the best player this
season? I would say, for me, one guy who has caught me by surprise this season, Chris Wood. I've never put him in a position where I think he's among the top 4 top scorers.
Yeah,
I think this season
5th or 4th thereabout.
He's been hella efficient. Monday amefunga hadi hat-trick. So I did not see that one coming, to be honest. He's been a surprise. He has 18 goals. He's the 4th highest scoring striker at Nottingham Forest. So for me, he has been a surprise. I would also put in Mateus Cunha.
Yeah, for me it's Cunha actually.
Yeah?
That was next for me.
That's the one you're going to go for?
Good. That is what I'm going
to
go
13 goals.
Because just apart from even scoring goals, he's scored important goals.
Yeah.
He's moved, unaona ile amebeba team, moved them from relegation zone to where they are.
Yeah.
If he's playing well, they get results.
Yeah.
If he's not playing or is out or is injured,
they get nothing.
Yeah. So for me, it's him. He's carried that team as well.
Yeah. There's been that Karudu who has stepped up a little bit now that he's been. Now Mateus Cunha has been out. Anaitwa Jürgen Strand.
Yeah,
striker.
He's
Amejaribu.
a new
Because Mateus Cunha has not been available, I think, in the last 2 games or something. So yeah, Mateus Cunha definitely we can agree on that.
Yeah.
For me, like it's Chris Wood. Just him bagging the number of goals he's bagging this season.
I agree.
Yo, that's crazy. I've also been surprised by Jean-Philippe Mateta. Not really surprised because he banged quite. I think he banged like 10 goals last season, and majority of them zilifunga, I think, the last couple of games of the season. Yeah. True. So this, it started off a bit off, and then he picked up somewhere. He just continued scoring and scoring and scoring before apigwe switching music na yule boy fulani wa
goalie.
Yes, Jua, which team?
That one I agree. I remember we were in a Twitter space. If it was yours or somebody else's, because you were before the season started. Which are the players you're looking forward to? Nini. Yeah. For me, I'm looking forward to seeing Mateta.
Yeah, because of how he finished the season.
I think he's going to have a very good season, and I've loved him this season.
And he's not old. People look at Mateta, think he's like on a clock 30. Dude is 27. He's 27.
You remember that goal? I don't know it's which game. In the early dribble.
Ilikuwa
for a big guy.
Yeah. Moving like that.
And dribbling past 4 or 5 players. And passing an assist.
Crazy. I can't recall which team it was.
I don't know it was which team.
But he has scored some beautiful goals.
I've loved him.
I feel terrible that we can't see him now. Most disappointing player and why Darwin Núñez? Let's go.
Obvious reason.
I think for me, I would say Darwin Núñez and Phil Foden.
Oh yeah, Foden has fallen.
Yeah, absolutely. From a PFA award
at least
winner.
For Núñez, we didn't expect too
much from him.
For him, so that for me is like
just continue from where he left.
Yeah, for me it's not as much.
Yeah.
But for Foden, because this season was supposed to be his season. Now.
Yeah. After winning the PFA.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's dropped off. And sometimes when a team has a problem, okay, City have had issues and all that.
Correct.
You need players to step up. I thought he'd be one of the players that will just step up and take it and
right?
carry.
Yeah.
He didn't.
He's not done that.
He didn't do that.
He has 7 goals so far this season. Imagine that.
Even watching him, he looks something lost in that team. And he's been disappointing, I agree. And the issue is, again, for some reason, nobody's criticizing him.
Yeah,
English media PR. English players.
I don't know, it's just because the team he has been poor. So that overlooks him as a footballer in terms of focus from the journalists and other people. But he's been atrocious. He has dropped the bar from the one he set last season. So yeah.
Yeah, and maybe somebody else also what is his name? Again, playing for City as well. The English player. Only won 100 M.
Jack Grealish.
I need to know more about. I don't understand Grealish anymore.
Grealish, I think this year he has, I think, no, is it last year or this year? Because about Church, last year I think about
even this season he's
been terrible.
Another player maybe I thought would step up as well.
Yeah.
He hasn't stepped up. And for that prize money and for that tag as well. Another player who is not even criticized as well. I don't understand why he's not criticized. Yeah. That's why imagine if it was Saka, if it was Rashford.
Hey.
Imagine.
I swear down. I don't know why he's not getting all the focus and all the spite that other people do get.
Yeah, because something and something else, maybe I won't put so much on him. When he moved to City, because he's sort of a maverick the way he plays.
Yeah.
He's a player who doesn't always follow the rules. He plays on instincts. But when you get into the Pep style of play, you have to conform.
Yeah.
So I think it limited him as well as a player.
Who, Jack?
Grealish, yes.
Yeah.
So you are limited on how you're supposed to play. Because with Pep, he tells you, I want you to play between here and here. And between here and here. I don't want you to move. He's a perfectionist in that way.
Yeah.
So he's restricted him in that way. It hasn't helped. Another thing that hasn't helped, he's always on the bench. He rarely starts.
Yeah, he really does.
So there's no consistency.
Especially in the Prem.
Yeah, no consistency in playing as well.
By the way, Jack Grealish has 0 goals so far this season in the Premier League.
Yeah.
I was looking for him.
I'm not surprised.
He was one I was scrolling for. But he has numerous accounts of getting drunk and staggering and just being caught by cameras and paparazzi when he's drunk. It's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, that's just about it. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate that. The first Liverpool fan I've actually ever hosted here, a female one. The first Liverpool fan I ever hosted here was Chris, and then Big Will, and now you.
Fantastic.
Yeah. This season, you're the first female fan football fan have posted. Yeah,
so much. This has been fun.
Yeah, very much, very much. Thank you for coming in. Of course, you can check this episode on Football Digest KE everywhere. I mean, the clips and cuts. And then, of course, you can check out Football Digest KE on YouTube for the full episode. She has been the beautiful Hilda Chep. I like calling her Hilda Cheptoo. Where can people find you?
Yeah, everywhere.
Yeah?
Everywhere. Just Hilda Cheptoo everywhere.
Hilda Cheptoo
Yes,
everywhere. Goddamn where. So if you liked her, you can tell us in the comment section, we want her back. And then we're trying to get her back before they actually get crowned. If we give you a guard of honor.
If you get crowned, I want to be back.
If
Nikuje I want my personal guard of honor. Plus that May 10th, please. Yes, we need to make it happen. So yes, I want to be back.
I will think about it. I will think about it. Big up, man. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you so much for
Looking forward to hosting you time again.